We'll now have the playing of the national anthem.
Let us pray. Almighty God, as we pause once more to give you thanks and praise. It's nothing that we have done while we are here, but it's because of your grace and your mercies. And as service leaders, we pause once more to give you thanks for allowing us to give of our time to our community so we can impact one child at a time, to give of our resources that will be able to make a greater impact. I ask that you will allow for us to have a successful meeting. Let those who are using data, the data will keep connected and our devices will remain charged. So at the end of this meeting, we can all say we have learned something and it was a success. God, and protect those who are journeying home to join and those who are still en route. In your name I pray. Amen.
We will now have the objects of Kiwanis International read by Roxanne Smith, Vice President of Kiwanis Club, the Trailblazers, Kingston Online.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Fellow Kiwanians, please join me as we affirm the objects of Kiwanis International. To give primacy to the human and spiritual rather than to the material values of life. To encourage the daily living of the golden rule in all human relationships. To promote the adoption and the application of higher social, business, and professional standards. To develop, by precept and example, a more intelligent, aggressive, and serviceable citizenship. To provide, through Kiwanis clubs, a practical means to forum enduring friendships, to render altruistic service, and to build better communities. To cooperate in creating and maintaining that sound public opinion and high idealism which make possible the increase of righteousness, justice, patriotism, and goodwill. Thank you. I now hand the meeting back over to President Mikisha.
Good evening again, everyone. I'm not hearing President Mikisha. I believe at this time we should actually have the welcome. President-elect Deron, are you online? Okay, I'm not hearing President-elect Deron, so I'm going to go ahead and,
Yes, you may go ahead, Secretary Doreen.
okay, I'll go ahead and bring the
Thank
welcome
you.
on behalf of PE Deron. Okay, good evening, fellow Kiwanians and guests. Let me extend a warm welcome to you all. This evening, the Kiwanis Club of the Trailblazers Kingston Online, along with Mona St. Andrew, will be having a joint meeting. Our presenter for this evening will be District Chair for Signature Projects, Merdina Callum, and she will make her presentation a little later. At this time, I would like to recognize our Lieutenant Governor, Stefan Rampier. I believe I saw him online earlier. Welcome, LG. And also our IPLG, Carolyn McDonald Riley. And
Thank
any
you,
other
Secretary Doreen.
distinguished Kiwanians. I'm also seeing DG Mel with us. I'm also seeing DLG Gertlin. Okay, Governor-elect Pamela Day is also with us, so please feel welcome.
Thank you very much, Secretary Doreen, and I'm hoping, good evening, everyone. Good evening to all my distinguished Kiwanians, fellow Kiwanians. And I look forward to a wonderful, informative meeting. I'm sure other members from my club will be joining. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor-elect Pam.
Thank you also, Secretary Doreen. Have a good evening, everyone.
Good to have you, DLG Gertlin. Okay, at this time, I will move to welcome visiting clubs. I'm going to ask for clubs visiting from outside Jamaica. Do we have any clubs visiting from outside Jamaica to please introduce your delegation by stating the name of your club and the number of persons you have present this evening?
Good evening. This is T.T. Mel. I'm from the Kiwanis Club of Cable Beach. Our club is interclubbing with you tonight. There are 2, 4, 6. So far, I see about 6 members, including our president, Cornliff Green. Thank you very much for having us, and we are looking forward to the educational session with regard to the signature project.
Good to have you. Do we have any other clubs
Yes,
joining us from
please.
overseas?
Good night. This is
I'm
President
President
Carey.
Alicia from
Sorry.
Kiwanis Club of Literacy Barbados. Here with me, I have 3 members, the treasurer and the secretary of the club.
Good to have you, Barbados.
Good
Kerry
night.
Gooding. Oh, I was going to allow Kerry to go.
Good evening. So I'm President Carey from Kiwanis Club of Barbados Benevolence out of Division 27 Caribbean. I am joined by 7 of my members on the call, including President-elect Karen, my treasurer Rhonda, KK, Secretary Tamisha, K Michelle, K Pauline, and K Sophia. I bring greetings from all of us. Have a good night, and we are looking forward to the education tonight.
Thank you. Good to have you. I'm seeing a raised hand from Antonia, and then I'll also take Cindy afterwards. So Antonia, you can go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. This is Secretary Antonia from the Kiwanis Club of the Rising Sun in the Sunshine Division. There are 5 of us here from the Rising Sun, and we are delighted to be here. So thank you for having us.
Good to have you. I believe it was President Cindy.
Yes, please. Good night. We're here from the Kiwanis Club of Barbados North, and with me I have 5 persons so far. I will just call the names of those persons. We have DP Yvette, we have DS Val, our Secretary K Therese, DP Wendy, and our LG Adrian. So we're happy to be here tonight, and we're looking forward to the presentation. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good to have you. Do we have any other clubs from overseas joining us? Outside Jamaica?
Good night.
Good night. You can go ahead.
I am President Rosemary from Kiwanis Club of Barbados Central. And I believe that we have 3 members on the call, and we are expecting more to join us later. Thank you very much for having us, and we look forward to tonight's session. Thank you.
Any other clubs from overseas? Can I now move to Division 25? Do we have any clubs joining us from Division 25?
Good night, everyone. My name is Veronica Samuels Roden, President from the Kiwanis Club of Negril Point. I'm currently alone, but I expect some of my members to join me shortly.
Welcome.
Good evening. My name is Cameron Drummond, President of Montego West Village. I'm currently alone, but expect other members to join shortly as we just got the invite and I just circulated the invitation. Look forward to quite a meaningful meeting this evening. Thank you.
Good to have you. Thank you for joining. Any other clubs from Division 25?
Yes, good night. This is DP Denzel from the Kiwanis Club of Outermany, Western Jamaica. We have, I think, about 5 or 6 of us online. And we are looking forward to a great evening with you. And we just want to say best wishes and congratulations to your new administration. And hope for you all the best.
Thank you. Any other clubs from Division 25? If not, I move to Division 24. Do we have any clubs joining us from Division 24? No clubs from Division 24. I move to Division 23 West. Do we have any
Good
clubs from Division?
evening.
Go ahead.
This is President Latricia from the Kiwanis Club of the Sunshine City. Currently, we are 2 in numbers and looking forward for others to join us. And we are really anticipating a meaningful evening as we share with you. Thank you for having us and thanks for the invitation.
Good to have you. Any other clubs from Division 23 West? All right, no other clubs from Division 23 West. I move to Division 23 Central.
Good evening, everyone. I bring you greetings on behalf of our President, Stacey Ann, from the Kiwanis Club of Friends Across Borders. At the moment, there are 5 of us on the call. We thank you for the invite, and we're looking forward to a very interesting discussion this evening from my friend. Thank you.
Good to have you. Any other clubs from Division 23 Central?
Good evening. I am President Bashiva from Kiwanis Club of Constant Spring. I am currently joined by GE Pam, and I do expect others to join us. Looking forward to a wonderful meeting.
Constant Spring. Any other clubs from Division 23 Central? If not, I move to Division 23 East.
Good evening. I am President Erica Horton from the Kiwanis Club of New Kingston. At last count, we had 8 members online, including the guest speaker, our very dear Merdina Callum. Thank you for the invitation, and we do look forward to a wonderful meeting.
I've since
Good to have
joined
you.
you, Press.
Good to have you, Kingston.
Good night, everyone.
Go
President
ahead.
Danielle Moore from the Kiwanis Club of Meadowvale. With me tonight is my secretary, Nadine, and the others will be joining shortly. Thanks for having us. Have a good.
Thank you, Meadowvale.
Good evening. This is President Brian Fletcher from Eastern St. Andrew Professionals. Joining me today is this evening is my secretary, and we hope to learn a lot tonight. Thank you for having us.
Welcome, good to have you. Any other clubs from 23 East?
Good night, everyone. Good night, everyone. I'm PE Sherry Gay Douglas Grandison from Kiwanis Club, Worthington, Kingston. I'm currently alone. I expect the others to join me shortly. Looking forward to a very informative meeting. Thanks for having us.
Good evening, everyone. I see my president, but I'm not sure she's able to speak. President Melissa.
Good night, DP Judith.
Please go ahead.
Good night, everyone. This is President Melissa from Kiwanis Club of South St. Andrew. At the moment, I'm seeing 4 persons online for us, and I know that the delegation will continue to grow. We're excited to be here and looking forward to a great meeting.
Thank you. Any other visiting clubs from 23 East?
Secretary Doreen, I know members from ESA is on, although I'm not here in my capacity from ESA. I'm here as a member of Trailblazers, but I know some ESA ladies are on. I will encourage them to put their numbers in the chat.
Yes, please. Thank you for that, IPLG.
Hey, good night, everyone. I'm DP Audrey from the Kiwanis Club of Papine. Currently, there are 4 of us in the delegation, and others will join us shortly. We look forward to what this meeting has to offer. Thanks for the invitation.
You're most welcome. Welcome, Papine. Do we have any other clubs from Division 23 East?
Good evening, Secretary. This is DP Judith from the Kiwanis Club of 23 East Professional St. Andrew Online, and there are 3 of us online at this time, and we are just waiting on President to join us. It's my pleasure.
Good to have you, 23 East Professional St. Andrew online. Are there any other clubs this evening who didn't get a chance to introduce themselves? If not, I'm going to ask you to please post the information in the chat so that we can have it for our records. It's a joint meeting this evening, so special welcome to the members of Mona St. Andrew and also Trailblazers Kingston online. At this time, I will take apologies for lateness or absence. Do we have any apologies for lateness or absence?
There's an apology for Treasurer Paulo for Trailblazers this evening.
Thank you, President Mikisho. I also have apologies for lateness from President-elect Deron and Kiwanian Ricky Pasco. Do we have any other apologies from the Trailblazers or from Mona St. Andrew?
I would like to apologize for Director Curleen Brown's absence. she wished she could be here, but she has another function at this time.
Thank you for that, President Lamoy. Any other apologies for lateness and absence? No. All right, at this time, I move to birthdays and anniversaries. Do we have any person online celebrating a birthday? I have to say this month because the two clubs that are meeting meet monthly. So do we have anyone from Mona St. Andrew celebrating a birthday this month? Or from the Trailblazers celebrating a birthday this month? Or any of our guests?
Yes, we have from Mona St. Andrew, we have Secretary Latoya Reeves. Her birthday is this coming Sunday.
Okay, thank you for that. Any other member president?
Hi, this is President Carrie from Barbados Benevolence. I have Kay Sophia, her birthday is this month, and I have Treasurer Rhonda, her birthday is also this month.
Thank you for sharing. I would have also celebrated my birthday last Friday. Do we have anyone else celebrating a birthday this month?
Yes, this is DP Judith. My daughter's birthday is on Thursday, the 19th. Her age is now her age is now off the calendar. That's
wow. All right, my best wishes to all the persons who are celebrating or going to celebrate in this month. All right, so I hope your day will be a good one and blessings for the year to come. Do we have any anniversaries? No anniversaries, all right. I will now move to bad news and good news. I'll ask for the bad
Secretary
news first.
Doreen.
Yes.
I am sorry, but I did not welcome one of our prospects, Ariane. Ariane, you might remember Ariane, the festival queen for Westmoreland, who was desirous of joining, but she was a little short at the when we were doing the formation of the club. So I know Ariane is on, so asking for a special welcome for Ariane.
Thank you for that, IPLG, because yes, I didn't ask if there were any guests of Kiwanians or prospects joining us this evening. So before I go to the bad news, let me ask, do we have any other prospects joining us this evening or guests of Kiwanians joining us this evening?
Good evening, Secretary Doreen. Good evening, everyone. I have my guest with me this evening. Her name is Carla Burke. Please welcome her.
Welcome, Carlo. Do we have any other joining us this evening?
Yes, from Mona St. Andrew, we have a prospect. Her name is Shalane. Everyone, please welcome Shalane to her first Kiwanis meeting.
Thank you.
Welcome, good to have you. All right. Do we have any other? If not, I will continue to go into the good news and the bad news. Do we have any bad news to share? No bad news to share. Do we have any good news to share?
There's bad news to share. Secretary, there's now in addition to the sweets that were going around with the cannabis lace sweets last week, there is now a cannabis infused goldfish baked cookies. It is flavored with extra cheddar cheese, and the education minister tweeted today that she's asking the parents and the children to be on their guard. We need to educate our children what they should be purchasing or eating at school. Cannabis infused goldfish baked cookies.
Thank you, DP Judith, for sharing that. Not good news at all. I hope we can bring awareness to the children so they don't purchase these items. Any other bad news to share?
I'm
go ahead.
extending condolences and sympathy to Kiwanis Club of Barbados Central on the passing of one of their members. As it relates to absences, I'm also given an excuse of absence for the Lieutenant Governor for Division 27 Caribbean, Deanne Abel. She just arrived in Barbados to conduct the installations this week, and she's also following on an online installation from one of the Antigua clubs. So she's not able to join this interclub. So I give an excuse of absence for her.
Thank you for sharing. I'm sorry to hear about the loss. Yes, LG Stefan, are you going to give me some good news? Because I'm hoping to move over to the good news. Go ahead, LG.
Hi, good evening, Secretary Doreen and fellow Kiwanians. I'm so sorry, not good news. The war in the Middle East, you know, boy, I don't know what we're going to do.
Okay, LG. And I now move to the good news, please. And I have some good news.
Because you're begging for good news. The most good news I could say we have out of Barbados is that this month we are all having our installation ceremonies and president conferences. President Cindy already had hers last week, Friday, and that was a really good success for North. My president's conference is going to be on Saturday, and then Central is the ending of this month. So it's going to be a lot of celebration in Barbados, if that helps.
Thank you for sharing. Yes, Sherry Gave. You'd like to go ahead?
Oh, out of Jamaica, we might have just gained another national holiday in courtesy of our hero, Paul Bogle. So October 11th was declared Paul Bogle Day.
Ah, thank you for sharing that one. Any other good news to share?
Yes, this is Sharon Johnson Dookie. And I'd like you all to know that I was commissioned as a justice of the peace just 2 weeks ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. All right. At this time, oh, Diana, you want to share something? Kiwani and Diana?
Yes, are you hearing me?
Yes, we are.
Good night, everyone. So my good news is school is on holiday, so the traffic should be much less tomorrow as it was today. So that for me is a good news.
Thank you for that one. I laugh because I guess my people are the cause of the traffic that you all face. All right, students and educators are like, yes, you'll get a day of reprieve from the traffic. All right, everyone, please do feel welcome and sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the meeting. At this time, I'm going to hand over to President Lamoy to do Kiwani's education.
Good night again, everyone. Thank you all for joining us this evening. In Kiwanis this week, we celebrate Youth Protection Week, and DP Judith just shared a bit of bad news that's going out for our youths. At this time, it's so unfortunate that all these things are so easy to access. Sometimes we take for granted the things that we have access to what our children have access to. And I just want to take a time out to say I do have a young one myself, and it scares me sometimes to have her go out there and try to maneuver life, knowing that all these things are around. But that's why they say it takes a community. And in our Kiwanis community, we do our best to equip our fellow Kiwanians or even ourselves to be around the younger ones. And specifically, I'd like to highlight the youth protection policies and procedures. According to the Kiwanis website, the last update was made on October 2022, that's last year. And for anyone who is interested, whether to read more about it, you can find these policies on the Kiwanis website. You can actually go to kiwanis.org, and there is a search bar at the top right-hand corner. You could type youth protection, and they have all sorts of policies. There is actually a 2-page PDF document that's there. It's a quick read just to educate everyone what they're about and the guidelines that we should practice and abide by being around our youth, and especially if we want to become advisors or chaperones in any way. Last night, the woman from Kiwanis Club of South St. Andrew had a speaker, and he went into full details, and he had a full presentation. It was a wonderful presentation. If you missed it, I'm sure they would be happy to possibly share the presentation. And he did mention that it was from the Kiwanis website. And I just want to touch on the point where the policies highlight youth and social media. As a young Kiwanian, there tend to be, well, especially the circle players probably and the key clubbers, they may draw close to either their sponsoring clubs or closer to the young members of Kiwanis. And I just want to read an excerpt from the policy itself. And it highlights youth and social media. For any social networking site that involves requesting a connection, such as inviting someone to be a friend on Facebook, adults should never initiate such connections with youth. If a youth requests such a connection from a Kiwanian, the Kiwanian should use their best judgment in responding. Adults should treat their interaction with youth on social media networking sites as though the interaction were occurring in public in front of other adults and young people. In other words, if it would not be appreciated to say something to a young person in public, it should not be said as a comment on a social media networking site either. Kiwanians should refrain from interactions that can be seen as excessive, such as constantly liking or commenting on a person's post on Facebook prior to posting any media online, such as photographs. Obtain permission from all individuals or parents for minors who appear in that media. It could be illegal to do otherwise. And for further details, you can see Kiwanis International Policy B for the complete social media guidelines. All right, and that's the end of my excerpt from the Kiwanis website. And just to reiterate, if you'd like to read more, you simply type in youth protection on the Kiwanis website, and there's a wide variety of things that you can use. And it's actually also mandatory that we all educate our fellow club members on these policies as well. Thank you.
Thank you, President Lamoy. We now move to the introduction of our guest speaker. We'll ask Diana Shelton to introduce our guest speaker for this evening.
Good night, everyone. Are you hearing me?
Yes, yes.
Awesome. Merdina Callum, chairman of the District Signature Project, has been a member of the Kiwanis Club of New Kingston for 18 years and has served as director and chairman for various committees, as well as bulletin editor at the divisional and district level. She is the corporate communications manager at the Transport Authority. A justice of the peace, Merdina also serves as a member of the Board of Visitors for the South Camp Juvenile Correctional and Remand Center. She is the holder of a bachelor's degree in business administration, a master's in business administration, and is currently a doctoral candidate. Merdina is a strong believer that service is the rent we pay for living on this earth, and it should be our purpose in life and not just something we do in our spare time. Kiwanians, let us welcome Merdina Callum.
Okay. May I extend a warm greetings to Presidents Mikisha and Lamoy, our esteemed Kiwanians and guests, and I must make special mention of my Kiwanis Club of New Kingston, who has come out in support. I also want to recognize DG Mel, LG Stefan, IPLG Caroline, who has, put me in this chair, and GE Pam, a special welcome. And I hope after tonight, we will be having at least 4 winners from, I wouldn't say from the district. Let me say from the district, because I see that we are surrounded by the Caribbean this evening, and I just want to welcome you all as well. Happy to have you. I am going to get my presentation up. I am seeing 1 participant to share at a time. I'm not, LG, all right. Let me get my presentation up. And can you hear me? Can you?
Sir.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to, can you see the slideshow?
Yes, we can.
You can.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're seeing it very well. You see
Yes.
everything. All right.
Can you go slideshow? Can you go slideshow?
That's what I was going to ask for.
Okay. 1 second here. 1 second. I'm clicking on it. It's all right. Can you see now? Are you seeing now?
Great, great.
Right. So, what is a signature project? Kiwanis International has decided that, or has determined that a signature project is important for the future of Kiwanis. This is so because it elevates the awareness and impact of Kiwanis in your local communities, and please note the word communities. It engages current members and reminds them why they joined. It provides valuable and needed service to a community, and it maximizes community resources. So then, from a playground to the parks, to festivals, to fundraisers, Kiwanis signature projects are the hallmarks of what Kiwanis clubs are known for in their communities. And when I think signature project, I think of Sigma and March of Dimes. It's a community project. Persons annually look forward to it. They travel from abroad, they come because it's something that they plan for from one year to another. It's going to happen. They look forward to it. So they make plans for it. They are involved in the planning, some of them, and they look forward to that day because it has a particular day in which it is held. So that is what I think of when I think signature project. Okay. There are 5 elements to a signature project. It must be recurring, meaning, and I am going to speak to the newest club on the block because they're new, so they wouldn't have a signature project. So you're going to select a signature project. If you select it this year, you must have intentions to continue with it at least next year. But it's something that you must have, that you continue with. There are different levels that you continue to do or to build on. It must be brand enhancing. It must have significant impact. It must be membership focused, and it must have partnerships. And I did bring out the recurring part. Takes place annually, must have intention to continue. And what we find, let me just point out, because some of us are very sentimental. And what we find is that there are projects, and you can call them signature projects. Signature project is not 70 years old, but there are projects that the older clubs have, and they date, some of them date over 70 years old. And they are known as staples in the community in which they serve. However, bear in mind that you must conduct evaluation of your signature project, because if it's not working as it ought to be, as the word signature or the name signature project implies, then you either need to drop that, take on something else, or elevate, because there are some projects that you can elevate at the level of signature project, but there must be evaluation. And if you are entering the competition year in, year out, you're not coming in the top 20, you're not coming in the top 10, you're not hearing anything. You need to sit and evaluate and see what you need to do to either elevate your project or start a new project. Brand enhancing. It must be designed to elevate the Kiwanis mission and brand. It offers opportunities for public relation activities. That is, you have the Kiwanis logos, correct logos, branding. You invite the media to cover your event. You send out news releases, and you highlight the success of the project. This is important for branding of Kiwanis, of your club, and the impact that Kiwanis has in your community. There are times when we get projects, we get submissions, and you see the pictures come, there is nothing to show that there is it was a Kiwanis project, because there's no branding. You must ensure, remember, this is a competition, you know, guys, and competition, you are competing with the entire Kiwanis world, wherever they are, you're competing with them. So you must ensure that your brand is showing in everything. If you're giving out a pencil, it must be branded. Whatever you're doing, your banner must be at a particular place where when the picture is being taken, it is shown in the picture because you are judged from that as well. And as it pertains to branding, you can get that on the Kiwanis website, kiwanis.org brand. High impact. It must have a positive impact on the community. It means it must be measurable. How many children did you feed? How many computers did you give, etc. Fundraising, you know, when you do your fundraising, you must be able to state how much you benefit, how much did you raise. You must have Kiwanis participation. The submissions are made. How many Kiwanians were there? 2, 1, 3. How many Kiwanians are in your club? What about your neighbor, your Kiwanian neighbors? It is a club project, so if you have 11 people in your club, you must at least have 90 to 95% participation. Or it means that you didn't invite the members to be a part of it. They must be a part of it. You're doing a project for 20 years, 10 years. When you get members, you should be able to find out from them. Are you aware of the signature project? Did you ever attend? Did you hear about it? Or was that the reason? Or when you go to the project and you speak with prospects, you can note that they came on because they were members or they were participants in the signature project that you had. So, and it also bring awareness to the community about Kiwanis, what you do, because there are still many persons out there who do not know what Kiwanis does. Many persons out there who would like to join, but they don't know how to. So you need to bring them in, speak with them, and you must know whether you had one member, because I can't believe you persons are doing signature project for 20 years and don't have one member who joined because of the project. So you have to be aware of your surroundings, what you're doing, and how you do it. Okay, membership focus. Again, you must engage your member. You must excite them to want to be part of the project, and you must expose the community and potential club members to Kiwanis' mission and vision. And before I go further, I just want to say that many clubs associate Kiwanis project with the president, the incoming president, or the outgoing president. Kiwanis project is a club project. It's not a this year president project. It's not a that year president project. And for the new clubs, what I would invite you to do or encourage you to do is to form a committee, call it Signature Project Committee. You can build on it over the years, or as persons serve and want to retire, but call it Signature Project Committee, and you will get a better result, because a president won't think, oh, this group will take care of it because it's my year. It is club, Kiwanis International Club project. So look on it that way, as a club's signature project and not a year in, year out president's project, okay? Partnership. All signature projects must have partnership, civic partnership, community stakeholders, sponsors, because we cannot do it alone. We need sponsors. And if you remember, I said that when I think of signature project, I think of a Sigma. It may not be as big as a Sigma, but it should be something up to that effect in the community in which you decide to take your project. So it must have partnership. And it's a sign that it's a good project when you have civic part, you have your police, you have your teachers, you have your firemen, when you have those persons involved, you know that you are doing something. When you have the entire community coming out to enjoy, whether it could be a feast you're having, whatever you're having, when you have the community comes out and they're looking forward to it, year in, year out, you know you're doing something good in the community. And here you'll see we don't have these partnerships in Jamaica, but what you can do, you can create partnerships. Once you have your partnership, you can send it to Kiwanis International and they'll include it in the list of partnership so that they can, get the promotion. And we have a sister though. Let me explain to you. It's at the American Embassy and they help communities. So if you reach out to them, on behalf of Kiwanis International, they probably will assist and join in with the project that you plan to use. But you have to reach out to persons and you have to reach out to partners. And I think you have UNICEF in Jamaica, so you can also reach out to them. Okay, so you identify your project. It may encompass service, fundraiser, event. It can be all three or it can be one. Service is hands-on and it has a direct impact. Fundraiser is also hands-on and the funds raised are usually used for an even greater impact or an event. Hands-on will raise a lot of awareness and funds have a lot of impact because of what you use it for. If your project is a fundraiser, make certain to include the initiative that the proceeds will support. So if you're having an all-white party, you don't just put that you have an all-white party and these persons attend. You are going to put, you have the all-white party, you're going to put how much was spent on the all-white party, how much was raised from the all-white party, and what the funds raised from that party will do. You probably have not started the project yet, or you probably started, so you have something to show for it. But you are going to give in the report, you're going to explain everything. Once you identify your project, because as I say, you must have a committee. And the committee is not just for the president of the year. You should have a signature project committee that is used year in, year out. So you assess the need of the community, and that is where you're going to determine whether the project you're doing now is worth doing, and all projects are worth doing, but whether it is at the level of signature project. Does it involve children? Are their tasks suitable for their involvement? That is the children that you are serving. Can they be involved? Are there community or civic organizations that you can collaborate with? Check on the word collaborate. What is a potential impact of this project? Those are the questions you're going to ask when you're thinking of the project that you wish to do for your Once you have completed your project, you're going to celebrate. You're going to recognize your partners, your club members, the community that helped with the project and that was there from the beginning. Remember, you know, a project is not a one-day thing. You have your committee, you started a project, you had all the processes that you went through, and so all those people are to be involved. So when you're doing the report, if I was at your project and when you were, say you were planning to give some food or you're planning to feed a community, and I was there assisting with wrapping some gift items or serving the food, you have to count me as being a part of the entire process. So you may have over the period of planning that project, you may have people coming, going, doing different things, and you're going to count them. So instead of putting that 5 club members were involved, probably you really had 25 people involved, but because they were not there all at the same time, you're not reporting it, and it affects your project. Moving on. The contest process, application usually opens in January or the end of December. And it closes in the end of January though, either the end of December or the first week in January, that is going to be 2024. And it closes at the end. What we find is that persons for the entire month, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 2 days before, you have 100 and odd applications coming in. Guys, remember we are talking about technology. And when they don't get on because it's busy, when my computer crashed because it's a lot of pictures, it's everything, then you hear the tears, the literal tears, because they did not get in. They tried all day yesterday, last night, they did not get in. It's a competition. If you did not get in, even if you go to DST Gym, Kiwanis International is going to say not accepting it. So DST Gym is going to send it to me. I'm going to tell them I have it. They're going to say, no, not accepting it. It's closed. And the portal is closed. So please, we have time. You have time. It's not hard. It's not a hard report to write. Do your things on time and get in. So in February, we select the projects that we have the selection, and we send the selection to the Kiwanis International. And it's not February. We ourselves, between the committee, select the projects. In April, we send the top 10, and in June is when we have the winners, the gold, silver, or the bronze. We have been fortunate, EC&C District has been fortunate so far. We've had a winner from Montego Bay. Jamaica has been fortunate. And in tier 2, we had a winner from Montego Bay the year before. And last year we had a winner from Portmore, and we should congratulate them, because we're talking about 400 and odd applicants, and they came out on top, right? So here is just, I'm going to overlook this. This is just to tell you the impact, the health and nutrition, education and literacy, youth leadership development. This is just showing the impact it has. So you're gonna write your contest entry. You're going to establish in the entry, you're going to establish your project, your goals. The form has some simple questions. You put your club name, you put how many people were involved, and even that person's get wrong. You need to pay attention. Remember, we're working with a committee. It's not a one-man thing. When you do it as a one-man thing and send it in, it comes with a lot of mistakes. So you're going to you're going to answer the questions. Those are straightforward. Then you're going to give the report. There's a section where you elaborate and tell about sell your project. You establish your project goals, your mission, your objectives, and the results. And the committee that should come from the committee, you highlight the requirements, you include the statistics, how many persons were impacted, or how many children were served, or how many elderly. You're going to put how many service leadership were involved. It's important that you invite them. And for the new clubs who wouldn't have, use your neighbors, service leadership, use them, invite them along. And the children you're serving, you can also have them as potential, and you can also mention that you have some potential candidates based on the project and those who came out and supported. Okay, you're going to evaluate for community impact, the partnership, membership participation, I said that before, service leadership, children impacted, branding, remember, don't leave that out. And if you're having a community project, the media is going to come out and support. And your ability, this is what we look for, your ability to answer. Remember, I've been stressing your ability to answer the questions clearly. And before I say that, it says, let photos tell the story. Can you believe some persons go on Google and download pictures and insert it into their projects? You can't do that. We'll know, we see, and we know. You cannot do that. It must be the pictures from your project. It can't be stock photos. You can't use stock photos. So I'm imploring you, don't do that. Remember your audience. It's a district leadership. It's Kiwanis International Service and Partnerships Committee. They are the ones who judge the top 10 that we send to them. You must be professional and compelling in your writing. And I'm going to say this, the secretaries are always encouraged to report your signature project in the meaningful service category. I think it has a deadline as well. You can look it up, but once you submit, make sure you report it there as well. It won't impact us here, but it will help your club in adding up for your distinguished status. Okay, and Eastern Canada and the Caribbean, we have outdone everybody in Kiwanis, particularly Jamaica. Jamaica had 46.4% of the entries. That was followed by Canada and the Bahamas, and the others were like 4%. But I remember one year, I think it was 2022, we had Eastern Canada had 136. We had 300 and something entrants, and Eastern Canada had 136 of those entrants. So we are doing well. And
in those projects, we persons will indicate new members. They've had so far 506 new members overall. Project involvement, SLP 50%. SLP have been involved. And this was this year entry, which went down a little from last year. We had 59 and 66. Yes, 59 in tier 1 and 66 in tier 2. And 55,181 persons were positively impacted from EC and C district. Give yourself a clap. You can open your lines and clap. Yes, EC and C has been doing very well. And again, I congratulate Kiwanis Club of Young Professionals. They did extreme, their project was really impressive and they did well. And I think the judges made a very, very good decision because they were winners. So here are a list of places that you can request fund for your signature project. I often when I'm reminded persons about the signature project and to prepare, I always say grant is available, but we never ever seem to make the effort. You can get the micro grant from the Kiwanis Children's Fund, club grant, and service leadership program grants. And you go to kiwanis.org children's-fund/grants to get, I'll send that to you when I'm sending out the notification to prepare that you can request grant and get it depending on the project you are doing. But you're not left alone. Kiwanis International will assist. And there goes my presentation as we continue to serve the children of the world. Thanks for having me. I hope I have provided some clarity.
Thank you so much, Chairperson Merdina. We have a question here, or rather a request in the chat.
Go ahead.
It seems to have been removed.
Okay.
We have some hands raised. IPLG Carolyn, could you go ahead?
Sure, thank you. Good evening. Thank you, Chair Merdina. Great job as expected and as usual. My question, we are a new club, Trailblazers, just formed in the last month of the last admin year. Can we enter the signature project still?
Let me be honest, signature project is good unless you have, I don't know that you can do a project. Well, you probably can if you can start something between now and the end of December. Because
yes,
something must have been started for when the project is opened. Once it's started and you have something to report, you can enter.
Thank you very much for that. Yes, we can.
And before I leave, I just want to highlight some of the weak areas. And before I did say, I'm going to just give you them. And I'm going to be brief because I do have another engagement. Membership involvement. Too often, less than 50% of club members are involved or participate. Branding. There is no Kiwanis branding shown in the pictures. Often the projects seem to be very good, but we can't tell that they are Kiwanis projects. So guess what? They're gone way at the back because there's nothing there, nice pictures and everything, but nothing there to show that it was a Kiwanis project. The impact, the community involvement is not there. And can I just let me tell you one of the things that Kiwanis has, International has, that could be a project. I'm just sharing how important involvement of community. I was talking to somebody the other day and I said to them, I said, you know, when we have what we call it, independence at the stadium, you know, that could be a signature project for a club. Who want to tell me how? Anybody want to tell me how it could happen? Nobody can. So I'll tell you, you're going to partner with the ministry and with other stakeholders, because you always have a lot of stakeholders. You're going to tell the ministry you'll give the flags. You go out there and you give out the flags. You have on your shirt, your brand, you make sure your brand is somewhere in the stadium, like how they are, like how the Grays and those people are. You have your shirt on and you walk around, you have thousands of persons in there, and you give out your flags, and you probably give a pen or a pencil or thing, and you have on your shirt and you take your pictures, and they see that it's Kiwanis being involved. I'm just sharing. I'm not saying you're to do it. I'm just telling you some of the things you have to think outside of the box. But it's community involvement, and it's the impact, high impact. High impact means everybody know, most persons in the community know about it. They expect you do it this year. They're looking forward to it next year and the other year, round about the same time that you had it this year. Okay? And as I say, you must pay attention to details in this description and writing of the report. Some persons write the report, they say it never costs anything. There is nothing that you do. If I give you the money to do the project, it has a cost, so you have to cost it out. And the answering of questions correctly, not involving SLP, late submission, and uploading project without pictures or video. That is me. Thank you.
Chairman Merdina, we have another I believe it's a very important question here. It says, could you elaborate on the meaningful project and its impact on the Distinguished Club Award?
I mention that because I know that they say that there is the president should be able to, and the secretaries should be able to tell you more about that. But I know that on the portal, on the president's and secretary's portal, there's a meaningful project area that you would put, because your signature project is supposed to be meaningful. So you would write up on that portal about your signature project. But as I say, your presidents and secretaries should have that because they have access to that portal.
Thank you. Go ahead, LGE Kingsley Henry.
Good evening. Excellent presentation, Chair. I posted a question in the chat, but I'm going to ask a question. But on the point of signature project and distinguished status, I realized that for the last couple of years that the signature project is indeed included as one of those criterion for distinguished status. I think in some instances is a signature project, and I've seen situation where the signature project is as a criterion that clubs are expected to fulfill to get distinct status. So that's one. Two, the question for you is, can Kiwanis clubs partner with each other on the signature projects?
I was just going to say that, yes, you can partner, because smaller clubs are able to, yes, you can partner with other clubs, because it will be more impactful if you have a very small club. Not that you can't have a small club. I have seen a club with 11 persons hosting a signature project, having over 2,000 persons, the entire community that they are in, 11 members, but they involve everybody, and everybody in the community played a role. So they were able to put on, and they won that year as successful. But you are able to partner with another club in putting on an impactful project. But when you do, you have to, when you enter, it has to be entered. You can't enter it singly. It has to be the two clubs entering together.
Thank you, Chair, for your response. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Any other question?
We have a question here from DP Judith in the chat. Is Kiwanis now allowing videos to be uploaded with the report, especially with the emergence of TikTok? Previously, this was not allowed.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can upload short videos. They allow you to. So you can do a combination of pictures and videos.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. We'll take another question from the floor. I see hands up for President Jonathan and Katrina.
All right, good evening, everyone. Chair Merdina, that was an awesome presentation, very informative. I definitely learned a few things in addition to what I thought I already knew about the signature project. All right, I'm from Division 25 Online Jamaica, an online club, and our signature project is online in nature. I mean, we don't do that 5K run or, and I noticed that the example, you were giving an example of, what you could do at the, I think you made reference to, was it the National Stadium? But ours is an online project. When you're judging, what consideration do you give to projects that are done online? How many of those do you really receive, and what are the criteria? Is it different? I think what I'm suggesting is perhaps there should be a category altogether for online clubs that do online projects. I mean, the criteria perhaps should be different. I mean, we are not raising funds. That's not the nature of our project. It's service oriented. I mean, a part of it includes tutoring students throughout the year, right up until they take the CSEC examination at math and
okay.
Right.
And in that tutoring, there is absolutely no face-to-face.
There's no face-to-face. It's strictly online.
It's strictly online.
Yes. Right.
I suppose I'll have to inquire about, because that's a good one, because you could indicate, it's easy to indicate how many persons participated because you have them online there.
Right.
Well, you would have to put a cost to it. How much is it to teach a class or something like that?
I mean, well, I mean, we're thinking of including some kind of fundraising aspect to it this year to kind of elevate it, as you were suggesting in your presentation. But yes.
Sorry, but even if you do not have the fundraising element, remember, you know, you're offering a service, you're teaching, you know, it costs to teach, teachers get paid. So if you were having an evening class, how much would it cost per student? So you use that to calculate the cost of what you're doing.
Understood. Yes.
Well, I suppose you'd have to probably use video, upload video to show, because I don't, but if, yeah, you'd have to upload video to show, but I see it working. It depends on how you sell, how you package all of that together to sell the project.
Okay. All right.
But it's an impactful, sounds like an impactful project. You have the numbers, you can associate a cost with it. I don't know how the partnership, you must have partnerships. I don't know if you're going to use some of your SLPs to do some of the teaching or do something, but there must be some involvement. Whether they are part of the class, what they're doing, how involved are they. So, you know, you have to like sit down and work it out.
Okay.
Using the 5 elements. Once the 5 elements are involved, you're probably teaching and you have the Kiwanis branded behind the students. They use that.
Yes, we have the branding because we don't just go right into the session right away. We start out by, especially when we have new students coming in, we want them to know that this is a Kiwanis initiative. So at the start, you know, we have that introduction and we're showing them, and there's the sharing the screen with the Kiwanis brand and all of that.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so what you need to look at is partnership, because there must be, just ensure that you include the 5 elements.
Yes, I took a few screenshots, but I don't know if you'd be willing to also send your slides.
On the ECC site, there's a handbook. I have a handbook on the ECC website.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Chairperson Merdina, if you'd like, or if it's okay with you, we have quite a few suggestions and questions in the chat. Could you advise anyone that may have further questions or need clarifications how they could contact you or any other member of the committee?
For further clarifications, you can call me at 361-6180. You can call me, you can WhatsApp me there, or you can email me at Callum, CALLU 78@hotmail.com.
Could you repeat for us, please, the email address?
C as in cat, CALLU 78@hotmail.com.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much again for an excellent presentation.
You're welcome.
Secretary Doreen.
Yes, President Lamoy.
Are you able to share your screen at this time? So we can present.
You can go ahead, please.
Of appreciation to Chairman Merdina, Callum, for a wonderful presentation. We appreciate it, and we hope everyone has learned a lot and there was a comment to say, you think you know, but no, it's further details, and we hope each club and or chairperson that is online take this information and be prepared or get ready for those grants, ensure that it's submitted on time and get things done.
President Moy, you're going to share the screen?
Okay, one moment, please. Is everyone seeing my screen?
Yes.
Okay. At this time, we move to the vote of thanks, and it will be done by Sharon Kiwani and Sharon Johnson Duki.
Good evening, distinguished Kiwanians and fellow Kiwanians. Let me first give God the glory for sparing our lives and bringing us together here this evening. Thanks to our esteemed speaker, Merdina Callum, for enlightening us on the power of signature projects, which in my summation, they are valuable service projects to communities. And of course, she told you about the elements or some considerations of doing that project. Finally, I'm thankful for everyone who has joined and has given their time and attention to today's event. Finally, I'd like to leave you with this inspiring quote by Martin Luther King. An individual has not started living until he rises above the confines of his individualistic concerns to the broader concerns of all humanity. Once again, I thank you all.
At this time, we have our announcements. You go ahead, Secretary Doreen, and Treasurer O'Care from Mona St. Andrew.
Thank you, President Namoy. We have two announcements. We have Kiwanis Monday coming up on the 28th. And I know more details will be coming to us soon from the division as to the activities. I believe we will be taking 3 children's home to the zoo and for their fun and activities on the 28th. Also, the Kiwanis Club of Eastern St. Andrew, or Mother Club, will have their installation ceremony on Saturday the 14th at Jamaica Pegasus Hotel. The cost is $7,000, and it would be good for us to go and give forth of it. Those are the announcements from Trailblazers. Treasurer O'Care, are you ready with your announcements?
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you for having us. At this time, hello? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. We're hearing you.
Oh, I thought no one was hearing me. Yes, as I said, good evening once more. Thank you for having us. It is a pleasure being here. We would have taken office since this October. My president and I would have spoken since this week with regards to our plans, or the club's plans rather, for our project. Same has not been fully finalized, and as such, I do not want to jump ahead of myself nor the club self and put anything forward right now. But there are plans afoot to serve our community and as well as the children of Jamaica in a much better way. But to give a little oversight, we are looking to have a walk run, something like what Sajikor has, but in a smaller way. We are putting together our plans, as I said earlier, to have some sponsors on board, and so we can get our year off to an exciting and fun-filled one. Going forward, we will have further updates, but at this time, that is all I can bring to the table in terms of information.
Okay, thank you, Treasurer O'Care. I'd also like to add that we'll be participating as a division in Pink Run on October 29th. And I know information has been circulated for the Pink Run. So looking forward to seeing our members out and participating with the division for that activity. At this time, I'll invite the clubs online to quickly share their announcements. Do we have any clubs online that would like to share announcements quickly?
Hello, good night. This is
Go ahead,
Sandra
DP
from the
Sandra.
Kiwanis Club of JB Kingston. Just to announce, the Kiwanis Club of JB Kingston will be having their installation this Sunday, the 15th of October, at the Jamaica Fire Brigade headquarters. That's the Dome on 85 Hagley Park Road. It starts at 1 p.m. and contribution is $3,000, and our color scheme is yellow and red. So we're inviting whoever can join us, please do so. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, you heard me?
We're hearing you.
We heard you, DP Sandra. Thank you. You can go ahead.
You're welcome.
DP Judith.
Okay, good evening again, fellow Kiwanians. The Kiwanis Club of 23 East Professional St. Andrew Online, we invite you to save the date, December 1. Remember, Friday, December 1, it's the club's annual fish fry. And this is our third year, and we look forward to the support from everyone. More information to come, but it is Friday, December 1, and it is our annual fish fry. Flyers will be out in short order. Tickets will be out in short order with our full menu, and you'll have much to choose from. So look forward to the support of all persons online tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, DP Judith. I take it that there's no other club with an announcement this evening.
Secretary Doreen, may I?
Okay, go ahead, Governor-elect.
Thank you. So Key Club Week will be from November 5th. That's a Sunday. Now on the Saturday, November 4th, is going to be a very special day because on behalf of Governor and past Governor Anthony Eiley, we will be executing a leadership development training seminar for key clubbers and CKI members. It's going to be face-to-face for approximately 200 of the members, and it's going to be at St. Andrew High School, St. Andrew High School, and we're hoping to have at least 300 members online from across the district. Now, this is especially for our non-Jamaicans. We're asking you to circulate the flyer, which is out there at the moment, and have your CKI and Key Club members online to participate in this wonderful day of training for them. It is not going to be officers training, but general leadership development topics that have been chosen. We will begin at 9 o'clock Jamaica time, the 10 o'clock EST time, and we will finish at 3:30 Jamaica time or 4:30 EST. So we look forward to a full house from our key clubbers and CPI members on that day. And this is the governance project for 2022-2023. Thank you very much.
Thank you, GE Pam, for that information. All right, if there are no other announcements to be shared, I hand over to President Lamoy.
Thank you so much, Secretary Doreen. At this time, I'd like to thank everyone again for sticking with us throughout this very informative meeting. And one moment, please. President Mikisho Silvera would like to say a few words before we bring this meeting to a close. Go ahead, President Mikisho.
Thank you very much, President Lamoy, and thank you for fellow Kiwanians for coming out this evening, sharing your time. The messages that we received, we'd like to thank Merdina for her presentation on our signature projects. It has impacted us all and the knowledge that she has shared with us. And once again, just thank you for the fellowship coming together to ensure that everything happens, and we're working hard for the Caribbean, for the children of the world, and that is our aim and that is our focus at this time. Thanks again. Handing over to you, President Lamoy.
Thank you, President Mikisho. All right, it is now 8:39 p.m. I, President Lamoy Wright, terminate this meeting. Thank you so much again, everyone, for joining us tonight. Have a wonderful, enjoy the rest of your week.
Thank you.
Thank you, and the same to
Thank
you.
you. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Have a
Thank
great
you.
weekend. Bye.
Thank you and good night.
Thank you. night. Good night.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good evening again, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Closing on the meeting now.